Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Brev. Welcome to another MLB The Show 20 card review. In this one, I'm going over my first of the 30 Future Stars cards, 93 overall Brusdar Graterol from the Los Angeles Dodgers. You can obtain this card by getting 120 points in the Dodgers Team Affinity. And if you want to know the best way to complete Team Affinities, ton of content on my channel about it. Links are in the description below. So this is one of the most talked about Future Stars cards. I rated him as S tier in my pre-rankings for these Future Stars. And I have a lot to say about this card, so stick with me. So let's talk about what's good about this card, and then we'll talk about what's bad about this card. So obviously we know what's good. His sinker with the outlier can hit up to 101 miles an hour. His hits per 9, K per 9 are really good. His four-seamer can also hit 101 miles an hour, so it's a nice kind of change of pace as far as your opponent's PCI placement, throwing it off, stuff like that. And the movement of his off-speed was okay. His changeup's pretty bad, but his slider moves more than I thought it would, and his curveball moves a decent amount until he starts getting tired, which is some of the bad stuff that I want to talk about. But yeah, for the bad stuff, I feel like he gets tired really fast. A lot of this is a product of I was throwing the ball in the red energy, trying to get that velocity up. But even before he would get like anywhere close to the yellow, like even after just a couple innings, it seemed like his stuff would start to lose a lot of break. Specifically, his sinker late in games barely moved at all. And I think if you're going to pitch with this guy, I would try to avoid throwing the sinker high. I think if you're going to pitch up, you should just throw the four seam. That's just my opinion. The sinker low with this card is very effective. It does break a little bit, but the sinker high has almost no break. So do with that what you will. I really enjoyed pitching sinkers low and then four-seamer slider up. That was the way I kind of pitch with this guy because he throws a slider as hard as 91. So throwing it up in the zone, you guys know I'm a fan of that. I try to throw the changeup with 2 strikes, but the control on his changeup is just really bad. And overall, the control with this card is just not the greatest. I think locating his sinker was fine, but locating anything else was kind of a nightmare. The slider was okay as well, but like I said, changeup, curveball, good luck placing it where you want to throw it. Which is weird because his control ratings aren't even really that bad. I don't know if it was just his delivery, if I was having mechanical errors where I myself wasn't pitching the greatest, but I found myself having to throw a lot of sinkers with this card just to stay in the at-bat, just to give myself enough strikes to try to stick with it, and then my opponents would kind of figure that out over time. So overall, I think the card is really good. Is he a top 5 pitcher in the game right now? It's close. If you play on All-Star, I don't think this is a good pitcher at all. If you play on Hall of Fame or Legend, I think he gets much better, obviously, because he can take advantage of the velocity and the smaller PCIs. Yeah, I don't know if he's top 5. It's really close. He's up there, but he really falls off the table after a couple innings. I can't stress that enough. A lot of my outings with him were shut down for 3 or 4 and then kind of getting blown up on in the 5th and 6th inning. So I've also seen a lot of people in the higher levels of play using this card as a reliever, which I think synergizes well with what I just said. If you only pitch him 2 or 3 innings, he's a lot tougher to figure out than when he goes 5 or 6 and his stuff starts to fall off. So I think this card is a really good reliever as well if you want to use starters out of the pen. Great option here. Overall, I think the card is great, just struggles with a lot with control, and would not advise throwing sinkers up. I think that's where I got burned the most. So keep them down. Four-seamer sliders high if you're going to throw high, stuff like that. That's my advice. So as always, we'll rate the card how he rates in the meta, and I'm going to stop with these Future Stars, rating them for how much they cost, because they can cost anywhere from free to a ton depending on how you do these team affinities. So we'll just rate him how he rates in the meta. I'll give him an A-. Like I said, I think he's borderline top 5. If you play on Legend, he's probably top 5 if you can control him. But yeah. Also, one more thing to say, because he has an outlier, sometimes you just get a free win against people that just cannot catch up to 101 miles an hour. So there's that factor as well. If you're playing on lower difficulties, you may just run into someone with this card that is essentially a free win because they can't hit the 101 mile an hour fastball. So there's always that latter aspect that could be an upside for this card. But kind of talked a lot. Hope I said everything I wanted to. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. We will be busting out all 30 of these Future Stars card reviews moving forward now. It took me a little while to get going on them, but here we are. Drop a comment if you have any questions. Drop a like on the video. It helps me out a ton. Enjoy these clips, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace. Of cards to try just from the Future Stars from the Affinities. I mean, if you already have 70 points for the A's, then it's probably worth getting Mateo at some point, but I wouldn't rush it or anything. You should honestly just like get some of the cards you want for ranked, and then whenever you're bored, just like grind Showdown and get the stuff from the Affinities, because it's good stubs and XP too. No, dropped. I have 15. I'm literally only halfway done with the damn Affinities, and I've grinded so much. How do you get the DD? You have to complete the entire April Player of the Month program. Got a hit. That's a good start. That doesn't always happen versus Kluber, dude. That pitch was nasty. Let's tunnel this high changeup. Yeah, that's right where I wanted it. Good shit, Brusdar. Good pitch, dog. Alright, can you actually do it this time? Right down the middle. Alright, ellipsis. I think whoever said this is going to be Kerry Wood from last year, that's what it kind of feels like. I can't put the ball anywhere I want, but as long as it's in the zone, half the time I still get a strikeout. That was literally Kerry Wood last year. Effectively wild, chat.
Here's a late swing and a miss, strike two. Hey, down in the count 0-2, I'd like to see a little choke and
what a take! Are you kidding me?
Ball and 2 strikes now. And it's to 2-2 now.
Looking at Urquidy makes you feel sick. Yeah, that card looks like ass, dude.
Full count now, 3-2. Boy, went from being in the drive.
Yeah, there is, Dale. I'm sure you can find some content about it. Ellipsis.
Set to lead off the home half of the second.
Hey, we're still in the early stages of this one. They're only down by a couple of runs, but it's really key for this leadoff guy to try to get on and get a big inning started.
And he pulled the string a bit too sharply there on a curveball as it's down around the shoe tops.
You know, we'll see him work both sides of the plate with his curveball. Maybe not that far in, but he'll move that pitch around the zone to give it a different look.
Looks like he swung it underwater that time for strike two.
Woo-wee. That was some smoke right there. High fire right on by.
Swung on and fouled as it looked to make it all the way up into the concourse area. Another try at 2-2. And the sinking fastball called strike 3, and that's out number 1. Digging in like Trout. Here's the pitch. Couldn't resist on that one, and he's behind 0-1. Counts even to Trout, 1-1. So 1-1 home. Right side, but it's going to be a foul ball. Good bite to that sinker as he gets him to swing through it for out number 2. Ready now, Carlos Santana. First 2 men in the inning have both gone down via the punch-out, so we'll see if he can fare any better. Santana is really a unique kind of hitter. He bats from both sides of the plate, but what makes him so special is his ability to hit for power from both sides.
Yeah, and this is a manager's dream. This does not come down the pike too often, even in today's game with the best 750 players in the world. There are very few players with the skill set that this guy possesses.
Man, that's a good take there on that 0-2.
He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first. Now a swing and a miss. Took something off that one, and it's strike 1. And he falls behind 0-2. And a changeup swung on and missed for the first out. Stepping into the box, Mickey Mantle, as the switch hitter will take his cuts left-handed here. Goes after the sinker there as this is fouled away. Bases are empty, 1 man out. A swinging strike, and now it's 0-2.
In my opinion, one of the toughest pitches in the game to square up. Just a heavy sinker with good downward action.
And he takes strike 3 call. Back-to-back strikeouts here to open the home first, 2 away. Strike 1 to start the at-bat. Fouled off.
I think for every player, for every former player, that swing right there is the reason we need to extend the netting without question.
And